Hi, it's Sue. Thanks for joining me for today's Bible reading for June 4th. And I'm reading Job 11 through 13 today from the World English Bible. And here we are starting with Zophar, the third friend of Job, who's going to speak to him. And if you've been reading, you remember I wanted to remember their names. I've never been able to remember their names, so I made a memory cue to remember them. It'll help you also. It's EBZ. I call it EBS. So I think it's Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar. And we're about to read Zophar right now. And then we have another one that comes in at the very end, and God. So that's five, if I have it right, five speakers in the book of Job. Chapter 11, verse 1. Then Zophar the Naamathite answered, Shouldn't the multitude of words be answered? Should a man full of talk be justified? Should your boasting make men hold their peace? When you mock, will no man make you ashamed? For you say, My doctrine is pure, I am clean in your eyes. But oh, that God would speak and open his lips against you, that he would show you the secrets of wisdom. For true wisdom has two sides. I love that. Know therefore that God exacts of you less than your iniquity deserves. Now, how great are both those sentences? Let me read it again. For true wisdom has two sides. Two sides of a story is what that makes me think of. You know, the Bible says one side sounds right until you hear the other side. And then the second one says, Know therefore that God exacts of you less than your iniquity deserves. How true is that? And now keep listening for questions that we can mentally answer. And there's a couple more things I'll probably point out in here. And there are some good memory verses and just words of consolation in here that are great to take for a memory verse and just to take to our own, right? Verse 7. Can you fathom the mystery of God? Or can you probe the limits of the Almighty? They are high as heaven. What can you do? They are deeper than Sheol, that's death. What can you know? Its measure is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. If he passes by, or confines, or convenes a court, then who can oppose him? For he knows false men. He sees iniquity also, even though he doesn't consider it. An empty-headed man becomes wise when a man is born as a wild donkey's colt. Now, what does that make you think of? I don't understand this simile, so put it in the comments if you have thought about that. But right now, I'm leaving it out there as kind of just a question for the Lord. Verse 12 again, it says, An empty-headed man becomes wise when a man is born as a wild donkey's colt. So I'm sure that a wild donkey's colt is some kind of maybe, some kind of saying that they had that we don't get, doesn't quite translate properly. So we have to look it up. Verse 13, If you set your heart aright, stretch out your hands toward him. If iniquity is in your hand, put it far away. Don't let unrighteousness dwell in your tents. Surely then you will lift up your face without spot. Yes, you will be steadfast and not fear, for you will forget your misery. You will remember it like waters that have passed away. There's another one I love. You will remember your misery like waters that have passed away. Another verse somewhere, or maybe a different version of this one, I don't know, says that your troubles will be like water that has passed under a bridge. So it passes by you. It goes. It's downriver now. It's no longer in the present. It's past. So it says you will remember it like waters that have passed away. Life will be clearer than the noonday. Though there is darkness, it will be as morning. You will be as secure because there is hope. Excuse me. You will be secure because there is hope. Yes, you will search and take your rest in safety. Also, you will lie down, and no one will make you afraid. See, there's a great memory verse right there. If you're dealing with fear or sleeplessness, insecurity, here you go. Take this promise to yourself. You will search and will take your rest in safety. Also, you will lie down, and no one will make you afraid. Yes, many will court your favor, but the eye of the wicked will fail. They will have no way to flee. Their hope will be giving up the spirit. Then Job answered, No doubt, but you are the people, and wisdom will die with you. But I have understanding as well as you. I am not inferior to you. Yes, who doesn't know such things as these? I am like the one who is a joke to his neighbor. I who called on God, and he answered. The just, the blameless man is a joke. I thought of him who is at ease. There is contempt from his. In the thought of him who is at ease, there is contempt for misfortune. It is ready for them whose foot slips. The tents of robbers prosper. Those who provoke God are secure, who carry their God in their hands. Now, somewhere in here, he's going to switch to speaking to God and not his friends. See if you can catch it. Verse 7, but ask the animals now, and they will teach you, the birds of the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you. The fish of the sea will declare to you. Who doesn't know all that is in these? Yahweh's hand has done this, in whose hand is the life of every living thing and the breath of all mankind. Doesn't the ear try words, even as the palate tastes its food? That's another one I memorized a long time ago. Only it was more poetic because it was from a different version. I think it said, as the ear, or yeah, as the, I don't know, as the mouth tastes, savors the food, the ear tries the words, or something like that. But such an interesting one to meditate on. I'll say it one more time. Doesn't the ear try words, even as the palate tastes its food? With aged men is wisdom, in length of days understanding. With God is wisdom and might. He has counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaks down, and it can't be built again. He imprisons a man, and there can be no release. Behold, he withholds the waters, and they dry up. Again, he sends them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. He leads counselors away stripped. He makes judges fools. He loosens the bond of kings. He binds their waist with a belt. He leads priests away stripped and overthrows the mighty. He removes the speech of those who are trusted and takes away the understanding of the elders. He pours contempt on princes and loosens the belt of the strong. He uncovers deep things out of darkness and brings out to light the shadow of death. He increases the nations and destroys them. He enlarges the nations. He leads them captive. He takes away understanding from the chiefs of the people of the earth and causes them to wander in the wilderness where there is no way. They grope in the dark without a light. He makes them stagger like drunken man. Behold, my eye has seen all this. My ear has heard and understood it. What you know, I also know. I am not inferior to you. Surely I would speak to the Almighty. I desire to reason with God. But you are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. Oh, that you would be completely silent. Then you would be wise. Hear now my reasoning. So I think this is where he switches to talking to God. See if it plays out here. Listen to the pleadings of my lips. Will you speak unrighteously for God and talk deceitfully for him? I guess not yet. Wait. Will you show partiality to him? Will you contend for God? Is it good that he should search you out, or as one deceives a man, will you deceive him? He will surely reprove you if you secretly show partiality. Shall not his majesty make you afraid and his dread fall on you? Your memorable sayings are proverbs of ashes. Your defenses are defenses of clay. Be silent, leave me alone that I may speak. Looking for that spot where he starts talking to God, but because I determined that I would catch it when I get to it, but it's not yet. So he says, be silent, excuse me, leave me alone that I may speak. Let come on me what will. Why should I take my flesh in my teeth and put my life in my hand? Behold, he will kill me. I have no hope. Nevertheless, I will maintain my ways before him. This also will be my salvation, that a godless man will not come before him. Listen carefully to my speech. Let my declaration be in your ears. See now, I have set my cause in order. I know that I am righteous. Who is he who will contend with me? For then would I hold my peace and give up the spirit. And now it's quoting, oh, don't do two things to me, then I will not hide myself from your face. Okay, this is it. It's verse 20. Excuse me. Oh, don't do two things to me, then I will not hide myself from your face. Withdraw your hand far from me, and don't let your terror make me afraid. Then call, and I will answer you, or let me speak, and you answer me. How many are my iniquities and sins? Make me know my disobedience and my sin. Why do you hide your face and consider me your enemy? Will you harass a driven leaf? Will you pursue the dry stubble? For you write bitter things against me and make me inherit the iniquities of my youth. You also put my feet in the stocks and mark all my paths. You set a bound to the soles of my feet, though I am decaying like a rotten thing, like a garment that is moth-eaten. And that's it. That's it for today's reading. We'll see as it continues tomorrow with, I assume, Job speaking. But take another listen or read through this section of Job and pull out those memory verses and thought-provoking verses if you want to. And then with that, I will see you tomorrow. Shalom, shalom.